everything is hopefully working. Working. Language, English. Yes. Okay. Just bear with me for just a second. I'm making sure everything's listed as it should be listed. That's where it's supposed to be. Yep. Okay. Just making my final checks, double checking everything. Huh, looks like we're good. Double check, make sure Twitch is working as well. I had to change a few things. Apparently, the whole chopping this thing was on my fault. Things are looking much smoother over there. Okay, not seeing any issues, which is good. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, cool. Uh, hey, Helper, what's up, man? I figured since you're doing all that work stuff, might see if I can get me some stuff done. Since it's got to be on my own. So you got for the career about 2 hours left for me. Okay, well, I mean that kind of works out because these flights are roughly. Ooh, I got money from yesterday. So this is the passive income from the other planes that are in my inventory, the three aircraft. So basically, what you fly today is what your AI flies, and you get paid for tomorrow. So this is basically from the work yesterday. Uh, both of these guys get a little bit of wear and tear. Nobody missed. Yeah, flight duration was 21 minutes. I don't even know what that was. But man, that Zen took 3 hours worth of flying yesterday. Must have had trouble trying to find somebody. But hey, they did good. Got us 50,000. Uh, what? Oh, insurance bill. Yeah, based on flight hours. So yeah, I just need to run this one a little bit more to cover the insurance costs and all that, but that's fine. Lean back in a chair, legs propped up, staring at my phone. It's so tough. Yeah, I hear you, man. The struggle is real, huh? All right. Really nothing else to. Only got 130,000 dollars, so not really much to play with here. I love the cardio runs that have the little red dot because it means that there's some adverse weather conditions. So it's an hour and a half. That goes up towards Anchorage. The yellow planes, those are my other planes. Those are my rescue planes right there. So I was trying to work my way down here and get all this discovered, but standard flight from Juneau. I don't mind Juneau, but man, the traffic in there is crazy. But there's nothing out of here. Now, normally, I wish they would have this in career mode, but they do not. I could accept this job and then I would have to fly from where my actual aircraft is over to here. But it pretty much just puts your aircraft at the starting place, which I guess that's good, but it's a little bit weird for me. It's like, okay, who moved my plane? If I was here, my plane was here. Did did we skip the entire like ferry flight over here? Like like, huh? But okay, it's all good. Definitely do that one. Let me get say intentions up. Make sure that's working. Hey Kenneth, what's up, man? We're just working on a career and working on some flight issues. Okay, that we've had in the past. I do need to get that up, but I'm trying to move around some windows here. I need like five screens, not two. But yeah, that'll be here one day. Uh, there we go. I don't know why it wouldn't let me set it for a second. Okay, difficulties 1 star. Yeah, pays about 100K, 112K, no problem. One of our best clients called in a panic. He's just dropped a carefully packed shipment and is counting on us to bring it on time to. What the? Do I still have that up? Steam is giving me like Steam messages, and I do not need that. What in the world? Ah, okay. I'm just gonna have to go online offline from. Okay, or no, do not disturb. Okay, we'll do that. That was being weird, but we're good now. Let's see if we have a better time this time. Hopefully, Eric the mechanic didn't mess with the damn plane again like yesterday. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. A little bit of weather issues that we're going to be dealing with. So, Juneau, that's going to be a busy airport. Usually is. Uh, make sure we're not missing anything. It's got it says departure runway 8, but I don't know about that. Oh, my fault on the message. No, that was a Steam message. No, and then when I checked, there's no messages there. So I don't know. I'll figure that out later on. I couldn't really care enough to worry about it. I'm going to PAKE, which is going to be Ketchikan Airport. Ketchikan. Winds are 9 knots at 340 there. So I mean, it's not the worst conditions. Landing runway 24. Now remember that it said runway 24. That it's recommended too. Also, it literally says right there. There's the other runway, says nothing. This one says recommended. That's because we got a headwind at 1 knot by the looks of it. 12 feet, so we're nowhere close. It has no lighting, but it is asphalt. Okay, so it gives us kind of a general show. Okay, so this is from Ketchikan. It is currently VFR, visibility 8.5 miles roughly. Temperature 64 degrees, so it's a little bit chilly out there, but that's totally fine. We'll take a look at. I don't know why it's got us at runway 8, because usually that's not the case. Juneau's 10 knot winds. That's probably why. 5.5 miles. A few clouds. Temperature's 53, so it's a little bit cooler. That's why. Yep, headwind of 10 knots coming off of runway 8. If we took runway 26, then we'd have a 10 knot tailwind, which would not be very good for us. It's a small plane. Bigger planes, it's not really a big issue. But okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to get to the flight planner here, and I'm going to change some stuff right off the bat. Okay, so we're doing runway 8. We're going to change VFR to direct. Change procedure. En route. No airways, thank you. Oh, I did that wrong. Departure is direct. Yep. I screwed something up here. What did I screw up? Waypoints. 9. Runway 8. Remove these. I don't need the stinking waypoints. En route VFR. Yep. Still adds them. Which, I mean, that's fine. It's, arrival procedure is going to be... Yeah, we'll just do direct. Crap, it did say runway 24, didn't it? I can't. Steam, yeah, mine was Discord. Yeah, Discord just, yeah. Let's see. Hopefully the comms will listen this time. Yesterday was a dumb. We communicated with them, but they didn't want to listen. Docked us for doing like they told us to do. Yeah, it doesn't sound like that manageable. This XP thing is weird in the live chat. It'll go up and back down to 0 for some weird reason or another. You know what 0 XP thing? I have no idea what that's about. I got 0 clue. As long as it allows me to communicate with you guys, that's my biggest concern. That's all I got. Okay, so we have the route is loaded in the tablet. Or I think they call it EFB, but it's a tablet. VFR. Everything's good. Yep. Let's go ahead and get that going. And hopefully we don't have any crazy issues. We're going to use that Skyhawk. I wish I could change the paint job on these guys, because there are different paint jobs in the game. Definitely going to have to add some fuel to this thing. Manage aircraft. Yep, all that's good. It is clean, so we shouldn't have any visual issues. Oh my goodness, yep. I'm going to give myself a little bit of buffer. A little about 200 pounds, just in case things go wrong and we need to divert or change anything. It's not that expensive. I mean, I could fill the plane up, but I don't see the point hauling extra weight around. It's just gonna, we do that and it's just gonna kill the profits. Nothing crazy though. All right. Yeah, it'll give then take. That's never happened. I noticed it when I could still chat. Just thought it was odd. Yeah, I don't know anything about that whatsoever. But let's get in here and take a look at everything. Yeah, I can't. So the paint jobs default to the first livery that's available for that aircraft. Now I could go in and like manually, you'd have to go into the like delivery settings and actually change the name of the file to give you the paint job that you want, which is absolute pain in the, oh my goodness. Okay, so it's not bad, but it's a little bit crappy out here today. And say intention should be loading in all the aircraft now. Let's get these covers off. Get these wheel chocks down. Yeah, that flag on the pitot cover kind of tells us what we're dealing with. So the winds are coming from over in this direction. So we want to fly that direction. But look at that visibility. Right off the bat, I'm a little bit worried because right over there, past the tower, is a huge mountain range off to the left-hand side. So as soon as we get in the air, we'd have to go right, but there's also a mountain range on the right-hand side. So this is going to be a heavily instrument-dependent flight. I can see it now. Get out of the rain. Make sure everything looks normal. All right, let's go ahead and get that out of the way just for right now. Get everything up and going. Fuel selectors open, mixtures up. Pretty simple deal. Typical standard warnings, all that good stuff. Let's get our navs and beacon lights so everybody knows that we're getting ready to fire this thing up. Well, take a look around, make sure there's no weirdos standing around here waiting to have a voluntary amputation. Okay, all that's looking good. I'm gonna watch these engine stats for just a second while I get everything else lit up. Kick on the strobes, why not? It's not gonna hurt anything. Okay, fuel flow's normal. RPMs, yep, steady. Oil pressure's good. Oil temp's a little low, but that'll probably come up in the green by the time we get to the runway. Vacuum fuel quantity is great. Yep, everything else looks... Voltage is good. Yep, everything looks normal. Yeah, all the reds. So basically, somebody else is here. Okay, so this is the airport. We're gonna probably turn right through here and then go straight up the taxiway to runway 8. And they're going to take off headed south, which, I mean, is the way that we need to go. But we have an issue because going south, we're going to have to fly this valley. Because you can't go, that's mountain ranges, that's mountain ranges. And flying the valley, it's not bad, but you can't see any damn thing. So... Luckily, the background on this display actually shows mountain ranges, so even if visibility is 0, I can use this as a reference. Let's see. Gonna give it a take. This never happened. No, so still chat. Just thought it was odd. Give it a little wiggle room, especially with the autopilot doing this thing. Yeah, that is true. We've got 163 and a half nautical miles to go. I don't know what the minimum altitude is for this flight, but just to be on the safe side, we'll go ahead and get that set up at least 10,000. I may plan to go way higher than that, but based on the weather, but we'll see how it goes. Also, turbulence is a thing as well. So, all that's good. Everything else is good. Just making final checks, making sure we're good. A couple of things. Don't worry about that. I don't really need any... It's daylight. I don't need any lighting. Service truck. Okay, everything looks normal. More packages. Of course. There is one guy, but why is my mouse moves and then accelerates on its own? So I'll have to figure that out. There's a guy standing right there, but he's out of the way. Probably going to make a left turn out of here. It's making another left turn. Hellbird, dang, I thought I was so sneaky, waiting for you to turn your back before getting blendered. Yeah. Was that you back there? Move now. Okay. Can't see nothing. Dang it. I'm just going through that whole careers ATC thing. Alright, now we're on center. We need to get a hold of ground, which is that 121.9er, and it is. Juno ground, Cessna November 803 Sierra Charlie. How do you read? Let's get a radio check real quick.
03 Sierra Charlie, Juno ground, read you loud and clear.
Thank you, sir. Cessna, November 803, Sierra Charlie. Request taxi to the active for south departure, please.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, runway 26, taxi via Bravo 2 Alpha Golf. Contact tower
Yeah, they're saying runway
118.7
26.
holding short, runway 26. Let me know you've got information, Foxtrot.
I do not have information Foxtrot, but I'm going to tell them I have information Foxtrot because I don't want to hear information Foxtrot. I kind of got the weather conditions already. Juno ground, Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. Can we get runway 8 instead, please?
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, unable. Runway 26 is active.
Okay.
Taxi to runway 26 via Bravo 2 Alpha Golf. Hold short runway 26. Advise when ready.
Taxi via Bravo 2 Alpha Golf. Hold short of runway 26 for Cessna's, or Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. Ah. Yeah, we're ready to taxi Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. God, I cannot speak today. What is going on? Not enough coffee. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go that way, and they want Bravo 2 Alpha Golf.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, runway 26, taxi via Bravo 2 Alpha Golf.
Yep.
Hold short runway 26.
Taxi via Bravo 2 Alpha Golf. Hold short of runway 26 for Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. Alright. Again, telling him. Let's kick off these part brakes. Oh, this ought to be interesting.
Alaska 64, runway 26 taxi at your discretion.
We're already going to get docked. It's just because of, wow, bro, did you not just see me rolling? They be hating. I swear they're trying to catch me flying dirty. I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I believe Bravo 2 is going to be this little connection right here. And then that's Alpha. Yep, Bravo 2 is right here.
6 taxi our discretion, Alaska 64.
Did not turn on my taxi lights, so let's get that going. Take a look around here. I want to make sure I'm not cutting anybody off. I can't see a damn thing. It's the way my view is set up in this aircraft is not great. Alright, so this is taxiway Alpha. Yes, the flight simulator career mode wants me to taxi over there to that blue or teal square for runway 8, which I totally understand, but say intentions thinks that's a very bad idea. And since they control the traffic right now, that's who I have to go with. And we're probably going to get docked, so we'll just expect that. And I'll blame the career mode for not understanding what the weather's doing right now. So when you're looking at these taxi signs, like over on the right, it says Charlie, Alpha Charlie. The one in the center that's black, that's the taxiway that we're on. And then Charlie with the arrows means this is Charlie, and that's Charlie. So we just crossed taxiway Charlie, and we're still on Alpha. They want us to go Alpha Golf, so see, there's Charlie 1 right there on the left. We're going to keep going until we see Golf, and Golf will give us the hold short for runway 26. Also, little fun fact, did you know that the runway numbers coincide with the heading of the runway? Ooh, let's get some kind of weird vibes there off that. Maybe taxiing a little bit too fast. So while I'm thinking about it, Helper brought up a really good point about putting like maybe installing a power inverter in here, and I could put it like a Keurig or something in the plane. So I got a little bit of a setup. I wasn't able to install a power inverter yet. Maybe at some point, but I got a little setup to where I got a battery bank that may be good enough to power a Keurig, and is untested. So we'll see once we get up there. Once we get somewhere we're stable and we're out of all this craziness, we're gonna have a few minutes. So still looking for Gulf. There goes somebody taking off. Okay, the audio was a bit weird, but alright. It's like it just popped up out of nowhere. It's actually not as busy as I thought it would be. Okay, that's Echo 1. And that's going to be Foxtrot, and it goes down the alphabet, like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. So that being Foxtrot on the right should mean the next one's going to be Gulf. Yep. So the next one on the right should be Gulf. This one right here does not appear to be labeled. That's weird. There's no label right there. Huh. Okay. That's also Foxtrot to the left. Well, this weather is going to be interesting, but it's crazy because you could be like down here and this horrible weather. You break through the clouds and it's a beautiful day. So I don't ever base my flights on what the current weather conditions are on the ground where I start out, because you never know what's going to be later. Here we go. There's signage on the left says that we are on Alpha, and Gulf is to the left. Or to the right.
3 Sierra Charlie, contact tower on 118.7.
Going to tower on 118.7 for Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. Good morning. Or afternoon, ain't it? So we'll be switching over here. And we'll go ahead and just turn landing lights just for the hell of it. Juneau Tower, Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie at runway 26, ready to go VFR departure to the south.
Skyhawk November 803 Sierra Charlie, Juneau Tower, runway 26, clear for takeoff after departure, left downwind approved for southbound VFR exit.
Clear for takeoff, runway 26, Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. Now it does want me to stop before that. I'm going to see if I can do that on.
Approaching runway 26.
Yeah, it wants me to stop at the hold short line way up there, which is not good. But it is what it is. I don't care at this point. We're going to get docked. We're going to get docked. But I mean, 100K for like an hour and a half, 2 hour flight, I'll take it. It's not like, you know, things are going to go bad. I don't see anybody coming in, so. Not that I do not trust ATC. Yep. There it goes. Knew that was going to happen. Let's get lined up here. Still wants us to take off from the wrong runway. I'll probably do some Googling and searching into that to figure out if there's a way to resolve that issue at some point.
On runway 26.
There it is.
Remaining.
Okay, everything's good.
8,400 feet.
Was it going to let me do some trimming? Just going to trim it just a little bit. Yeah. Just a tinge. Yeah. Alright, that's good enough for now. Oh, help if I put that thing back. Kind of hard to fly without it. Alright, let's get on out of here. Hopefully these winds aren't too terrible. Oh. Immediately just off center line. Come on. And we're airborne. Alright. Didn't they say, left base for south departure? Believe they did. That flaps up. We should be good. I'm not going to mess with mountains right now. Mountains does not seem like the correct thing to mess with. And I'm headed for open ocean because everywhere I turn is some kind of mountain. Well, you know it's going to happen. It's just, I'll figure it out at some point, but the communications that I'm using with say intentions, it overrides the standard ATC for the game, which, I mean, that's totally fine because it's not the best, but it's not the worst. I've seen, you know, I remember when ATC was a thing in flight simulators when it first happened, so yeah, it's no biggie. But then I feel like we're missing something here, and we are. I'm actually gonna switch headings up. See? Alright, so we'll do heading. Vertical speed's gonna be, okay, so this will at least get us stable for right this second until we get through all these clouds. Taking a look here, make sure all that's set. Alright, so this will not be much of an issue for too much longer. I'm actually going to turn around over the water here and come back towards the route. I'm just hoping by the time, yeah, by the time we get back to the route, the mountains are not going to be an issue. You see what I mean? We're like right in the mountains, middle of the mountains right now, and you can't really see hardly anything. So, just gotta trust the whole process. Get this thing turned so we're not heading directly towards another mountain. Do all that. And hopefully we'll punch through the top of these clouds. And I mean, it is raining really heavy. Good Lord. We punch through the top of these clouds and things will be nice and much nicer and smoother for us. Okay, so yeah, the whole ATC thing, like the game's got its basic ATC parameters, and that's tied in with the career mode of the game. So when the basic AT is not smart enough to realize that, you know, even though you'd have a tailwind, it'd be extremely dangerous to take off in a certain direction on the runway because there's mountains past it. The game doesn't realize that, but Say Intentions does. And it goes off of actual flight procedures for the airport and the weather information and all that good stuff. So it's a lot better informed, and it's also in control of the traffic flow, which is something you really don't want to go against when you're dealing with aircraft that, you know, and it's not like you see somebody just dodge out of the way. The speeds that we're dealing with out here, by the time you see something, it's usually too late. So, and I want to have a little bit of a lasting career. You know, I don't want it to be so screwed up. So this little mission steps up here on this top corner, this is for the actual career mode, and it bases all your reputation and everything off of getting all this stuff done. And that's why it has an option where you can skip and all this other crap. Now, for me, I just rather, I'm going to follow Say Intentions, because they're the ones with the radars. They're the ones that are looking at all this air traffic out here, all these other airplanes, and trying to coordinate everything. Which is going to conflict with the actual flight simulator sometimes. Most of the time they pretty much complement and agree with each other, but when you get into conditions like Juneau Airport is a very special airport. It's not your standard, you know, because of the layout and the approach, it can get pretty crazy. RPMs are a little bit high, drop down now just a tinge. Okay, so it looks like we're on an intercept for the flight path. There we go. And I think we're going to be clear of all those.
Alaska 95, 1090 at 10 runway 8, cleared to land.
Cleared to land 8, Alaska 95.
See, they just gave him runway 8, which is the runway we should have taken off from, but you can't take off from runway 8 because there's a mountain right past it. I mean, it's just setting you up for disaster. So we're going to get docked. I mean, there's no way around it. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Once we move on, I'm not staying in the same area. I'm trying to progress southeast, like into the states. I mean, I know we're technically in a state right now, but once we get to the continental 48, things will change because you won't have these very special and adverse situations that you have to deal with so much. I mean, they're still there, but they're not going to be crazy. I never set my altimeter either. And they did not push me off to Anchorage Center for some reason. Well, I'm pretty much out of their airspace for the most part. That's their control right there. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know what they're doing. I'm not going to do their job. This window is dirty already? Again? What's the temps looking like? We're at 8 Celsius, so we don't have to worry about icing. So I'm going to kick that off. Don't really need to deal with that right now. But I'm sure it's cold, so we'll get a little bit of heat going in here. It's looking a little bit darker, just a little bit. I'm not even sure if you guys can pick that up on the video, but might mean that we're breaking through to new clouds or through the ceiling of this thing, and might be seeing blue skies soon. One of these days I'll learn how to actually read a meter correctly, and I can tell you where the actual height of the clouds is. Okay, so we're on the intercept. We are going to intercept the GPS path, so I'm going to go ahead and put on GPS right here. So once we're close enough, the autopilot should automatically pick up the GPS path and disengage the heading, which we're currently locked at a heading of 100. You see how it got dark all of a sudden, and then it gets light and dark? Tells me that we might be busting through the top of this thing. Yeah, we're still safely over water, and everything's turning green now, which is good, which means we're not going to have any issues with terrain as long as we don't go any further east. And then we just ride that mountain range. which could be very turbulent or very smooth. We'll find out once we get up here. Speed is starting to drop a little bit, but we are dealing with a 12-knot crosswind from the west going east. So if you can visualize like waves coming across the surface, and then it runs into like a sandbar or a bench, and the water flow is going to naturally push up. So when we get to these mountain ranges, we should be experiencing a bunch of updrafts from the western winds hitting the mountains and pushing the air up. If there's a large enough gap between you and that upwind or the mountains, you shouldn't experience it too much. As long as we're climbing somewhere around 100 knots. I think standard's like 85 knots for this aircraft. But given the weather conditions, I'd rather have that little buffer. Because the faster you are, the more stable you are. Why is this thing so bright? Good Lord, they need to turn the brightness down on this thing. Can I get rid of the terrain? Or the white? Because that is very bright. Okay, that's a little bit better. But man, that tablet's bright. Literally hurts my eyes. There's no point in looking outside the aircraft right now because you can't see anything. Yep. So I'm just going to trust my instruments here for right now. And then we'll just see how things go. Yeah, but I mean, even if they dock my reputation, I mean, getting $100,000 per flight. I mean, come on. You know, that's good stuff. I think that's a little bit OP, but, you know, it's fine. It doesn't make the flight sims feel so grindy, you know. Oh, there it is. It just picked up the GPS. So we're going to turn left into it a little bit and then right again to line up with it. And that tells me that the autopilot is working correctly. It's doing exactly what it should. Our speed is dropping. So I'm going to drop our vertical speed a little bit just to compensate for it. So we're not climbing. The more we climb, the slower we are. So I'll adjust the climb rate just a little bit. So it gives a little bit more speed. Yeah, but we're just right at that 85 knot climb rate, so. Oh, here's an interesting thing too, to give you an idea of the winds. So the nose of the aircraft is pointing exactly right here. Our flight path is way over here where this green dot is, or the green circle. So you can tell that we're flying into 16 knot crosswinds. So where you're looking isn't necessarily where you're going. So something to keep in mind when you deal with a little bit worse weather. I would love to break above these clouds. And we're only at 6,400 feet. I think Juno forgot about us. Juno Tower, Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, do you still need us in your comms? We're pretty far of your airspace.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. Have a good day. And then we'll tune into center here. See what the frequency for that was. Because I do not remember. Let's see. Tower clearance. Center. 133.9. So, flip this over to 133.9. Bingo. Anchorage Center, Skyhawk, November 803 Sierra Charlie, with you. And they're going to ask me what my intentions are.
Skyhawk, November 803, Sierra Charlie, Anchorage Center. Go ahead with your request.
We'd like flight following to Papa Alpha Kilo Echo.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, squawk 2462 and ident.
So it should give me the transponder right here. And that should come through shortly.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, radar contact 17 west of Snettisham Airport at 6800 feet. Snettisham altimeter 3018.
3018. Altimeter 3018 for Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. 3018. There we go. So all that's set up. And now all we gotta do is just fly the flight path. And hopefully we won't run into any issues. Hey, we're above the clouds, finally. Well, not above the clouds, but we just broke through that craziness.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, Snettisham Airport at your 1 o'clock, 14 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved.
What?
Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR.
Negative. We are 142 nautical miles north of our destination. Why is it giving us
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, Roger. Snettisham Airport 142 miles south, no reported traffic. Snettisham altimeter 3018.
That was weird. Let me make sure that they have the correct destination for us. Yeah. Anchorage Towner. Excuse me. I can't speak. Hold on. English.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, Roger. No speed restriction.
I didn't say speed restriction. Anchorage Center. Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie is not going to 7 Alpha Kilo 2. Current destination is actually going to be Papa Alpha Kilo Echo. As long as they get that right.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, Roger. Change destination to PIKE. Say intentions.
There it goes. We would like flight following for Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, squawk 2462 and ident.
I've got the transponder to automatically do all that for me. Just for now. It's,
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, radar contact 15 southwest of Snettisham Airport at 7800 feet. Snettisham altimeter 3018.
3018. Altimeter 3018 for Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. And we should be good. Okay. They did update it. It's in the tablet right there. I don't know why it was giving me some weird 7 Alpha Kilo Echo thing. That was not where we were going at all. So, kill that and clean out just a little bit. Okay, yeah. And now we're only 138 miles. Still climbing to 10,000. I think 10,000 is going to be a really good altitude. Got to get us most of the way out of this. I mean, we'll still be in some clouds, but we're kind of above a layer right now. I mean, technically, we could level off right here. At least we could see at this altitude. We're at 8,200. I'll take us up to 9,000, and then we'll level off at 9,000. And then I'm going to try this whole Keurig coffee setup thing I got set up behind the seat here. So that'll be interesting. And we'll just hold this altitude till we get... That's a storm right there. That does not look good way over there. That looks very bad. Yeah. There's bad weather over there too. Oh yay, it's everywhere. Now, if you are only VFR rated, you can't do this. You can't. you don't have, it's called a, what do we call it? Like a fly through clouds license. You know, if you didn't get your IFR rating, you can't be up here. That's, it's a death sentence. And there's actual real life situations where young pilots have lost their lives over that, accidentally flying into clouds. And there was one in Florida where the kid lost his instruments while flying through clouds, and he was completely blind, and his equilibrium was lying to him, telling him he was in deep turns and dives and ascents, and he was actually flying straight and level. And ATC tried their best to get him out of it, but the kid panicked. He wasn't listening, and ultimately ended up losing his life over it, which really sucks. But yeah, instruments are the key. It's, you know, don't put yourself in a situation you can't handle, especially up here. There is no pulling over to the side of the road and calling AAA. So we're almost level. Yeah, it's nice and smooth up here too, so we're not hitting those updrafts, which is good. We're far away enough from those mountains where it's not going to be an issue. I actually can't wait to get down to the States, because it really opens up the possibilities, because there's not much possibility for flying anything west of here, because it's all just Pacific Ocean. Okay, we just hit our mark at 9,000. We should start speeding up a little bit. Give a little bit more throttle. And I think about ready to go try and get some coffee, make some coffee before we hit this cloud layer. Because we're definitely flying into that, and I don't know how much higher that level goes. I mean, we could climb, but only 131 miles. I don't want to do a whole flight clouds. You guys don't get to see anything. Well, there's your Alaskan mountain range and all that on the west coast, so it's actually pretty cool to see. It'd be even better without any clouds, but you know, this is real life weather right now. This is what the situations are in this area as of right this minute in the real world. So I do it with 100% real weather, because I don't like taking shortcuts and easy way outs and all that. You know, if this is, it's simulator, you're supposed to simulate all that, and if you have the ability to do that, why not take it? And I believe that these situations typically, I mean, you don't want to put yourself into a horrible situation intentionally, but when you run into difficulties like this, and you come out the other end as a more informed person, then it makes you a better pilot. Well, why does that yoke disappear? Oh, because I turned on the heat down there. That's right. Still 2 degrees Celsius, a little bit above freezing, but since I'm going to go try and make some coffee real quick, I'll throw the pita on just to be on the safe side. I don't expect any icing at 9,000 feet, but these clouds are going to be really interesting. Alright, give me just a second to do my whole coffee thing. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay. It worked. I got a little bit of coffee out of the thing. These pods really don't do much, but yeah. Yeah. I say we got through that cloud pretty good. Not really much of an issue. Do the instrument check real quick. Yeah, everything looks pretty normal. Did Center contact us at all? Because I'm sure they'll say something if I missed it. So many clouds. That's kind of another reason why I want to work my way out of this area. Because, I mean, for like the past, like, I don't know, couple months or so, the weather's been just very cloudy and bleh. I got my rescue company well established. There's 2 aircraft back there. Those guys know what they're doing, so no need for me to hang around up here and micromanage them. So I'm going to head down south and towards the east some more. Work on getting the actual cargo company up and going a little bit better than just this ugly orange Cessna. I cannot, the color on this thing is just, As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys. Airwaves are silent. Okay, cool. Why can I not, I can't adjust my view? Really? Alright, so yeah, this is, I do not like the orange at all. I mean, I would get it if we were a rescue plane, which was our first business, but yeah, no. I don't like that orange. Oh, now I can look around. Okay, that was weird. I was having to use a joystick for the first part. Now the mouse works. It didn't work at first. Pretty high above everything. Those clouds, though. Yeah, the ceiling is way up there. We'd be climbing all the way to the next destination. But those dark clouds are the ones that I get worried about. Yeah. Especially right here. That's bad. That does not look fun at all. Okay, it's really loud out here. Ah, now I can hear. Whew. Alright. Currently 115 miles out. Or 114 now. Everything looks pretty normal for the most part. Nice and smooth. Make sure that thing's armed, just in case. Everything looks fine, normal. Engine's looking good. Oil temp's getting a little bit up there, but I mean, we're at full throttle, so fuel quantity's still pretty good. And looking over, referencing the map, everything looks, there's a couple areas off, not really a factor. Oh yeah, so you run into this whole airport thing, like you see I forget, was it magenta? I think they called it, but pink or whatever. When it's solid like that, PAWG. Which I thought that was not where we were going. No. PAWG is a controlled airport, so you know there's air traffic control there. But the ones that are hollow, it's like a circle with nothing in it, means it's uncontrolled. So uncontrolled, controlled, uncontrolled, and controlled. Uncontrolled. Kind of gives you an idea on what to expect. This does not look great. As a matter of fact, let me turn on the weather radar and see how it's looking. Okay, so we're actually exiting most of the precipitation. If this is the weather radar is actually up to date. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it's working correctly. Yeah, gotta love the clouds. And this thing is, it's not always the best thing for, the real life weather thing is always not the best thing for you and your flight, but, that's the same thing with every other simulator that's out there, like even like ATS, traffic and potholes really don't help you, but they're a good thing to experience, and it adds to the realism, and that's why people have bumpy roads, deal with traffic on ATS. It'd be much easier if you just removed all that stuff, but in the words of was it Kennedy, we don't do things because they are easy, we do things because they are hard. Oh, that's some severe turbulence right here. Well, moderate. I'm not gonna say severe. I've been through worse. But watching that map or watching the MFD right there and things start bouncing and shaking around, it'd be a lot easier to tell what was going on if I was in VFR, but we're almost halfway there, and there's something crazy happening in that area with that aircraft, but it's no big deal. Okay, so yeah, nothing on the comms either. Yeah. So I forgot that it logs everything, so I can actually come right here and look at Anchorage Center and look at the logs of everything that's been said back and forth. So if I do end up having to step away from the headset, it says I got honey roasted peanut M. What? Whoa! What is up with that? Honey roasted peanut? Like peanut M&Ms? Yeah, I've had those before, lots. But honey roasted? That actually sounds pretty good. You need to send me some. I must have these. Oh, yep. See, flying into that cloud, I knew something weird was going to happen. Over RPMing the engine. Yeah, see, it's not smooth anymore. That's a little bit worrisome, but I mean, we're okay for right now. Oh, I'm watching that joystick too, or the yoke. Not joystick. Jeez, I'm gonna get roasted by actual pilots. I'm just gonna light me up. It's not a joystick. It's not an Airbus. It's the Cessna, you moron. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad. Nothing too much for the autopilot to handle. And yeah, we could fly this whole thing by hand. That's not a problem. It's just by the end of imagine like driving down a bumpy dirt road at 80 miles an hour for an hour. Your arms are going to be really tired. You say, yeah, they're really good. I found them at the store the other day, and I can get more to send you. I don't know if they'll melt not getting. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I'll get some. I won't wait till next month, and I'm going to start hunting them down. Maybe I can find them on Instacart or Amazon, worst case scenario. I don't know what's up with Amazon, their food prices, but oh my god. It's like, oh, you want a box of saltines? It's $17.99. It's like, what? It's only $1.43 at the store, man. Ooh, okay, so now we're hitting these ups and downdrafts. That was a huge updraft. If you look on the MFD right next to our altitude, This little display right here tells us if we're climbing or if we're going down. And considering we're at our set altitude of 9,000, we should be steady. So when that sucker bumps up, the wind is actually pushing the aircraft up. And vice versa. That was that dark cloud that we flew through. That's why I do not like dark clouds. These lighter ones, no biggie. Just gotta invest in some Ray-Bans. That's all. Let's see. The whoop-de-woos. Well, we're less than 100 miles out now. I mean, that's not bad. Should be there in no time. Yeah, but you can look on the MFD right there. It shows the mountain ranges right below us. So we're definitely catching some updraft from those western winds. And once we get closer to these mountains, it's going to really throw us. We're either going to it's either going to really try to push us up in altitude dramatically so, or the opposite. And that's why you always want to make sure you have a buffer, because I mean, it's nothing to, you hit a good downdraft and drop 1,000 feet straight into the side of a mountain. And with the cloud cover the way it is, not going to be able to see it till it's too late. And I would rather not do that. Getting all the winds reflecting off the mountains. Yeah, I mean, that's basically, because you can look right here. It says right under our heading, winds are 248 at 12 knots. So the winds are basically coming from back this direction off the ocean, and they're pushing over in this direction, which is where the mountains are. So when the wind passes us, it hits the mountains, and it gets pushed up, and we're just a giant kite. Just, that's all it is. So I can see all the mountain ranges right here come through, so you can actually, yeah, see the nose of the plane going up. But the autopilot here is very, very good. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it's very, very good at compensating and controlling the aircraft. Yeah, a little bit of turbulence. There's a little bit of downdraft, a huge updraft right there. Yeah, and this is going to go back and forth as we're coming over these mountains, like driving over a washboard road. One of those situations. And it's definitely going to push the aircraft left and right a little bit. So we're in turbulence right now. Not much to see out there. Now, you can avoid it to a certain degree by altering the course or increasing your altitude, get further away from the situation. 93 miles out. Oh man, that was massive. 1,000 feet per... oh, look at that. Huge downdraft. This is the one that'll kill you. That's almost 1,500 feet. I think that's based on a per minute. Yeah, 1,500 feet per minute count. So basically just a brief explanation, like right here, 800 feet per minute. So that means in 1 minute you've climbed 800 feet, to give you a degree on how bad you're either climbing or descending. Probably should bring up the map and see if there's any other air traffic in the area. And it does not appear to be. Yeah, we're going to hit some or some mountain caps right through here. I wish this just wasn't so bright. Do train height. Yep, that. I mean, we could climb. I mean, we got time. We're only 90 miles out. So, it is pretty quiet, peaceful. Doesn't seem to be a lot of aircraft in the area today. You know what, just to be on the safe side, let's go ahead and I'll bump it up to 11,000 At the vertical speed, we want about 400 feet per minute. Nice smooth climb, nothing too aggressive. But so far we're doing pretty good. By the way, since we're an hour in, just a brief reminder to anybody new that's watching. First and foremost, thank you very much. That will always be the top priority, is giving you guys my thanks, because without you guys here, I would not be here in the simulator flying around online. Could be doing this in single player, but it's no fun that way. I love the communication with you guys, so thank you very much. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, you know, the whole bells, whistles, sirens, subscribes, all that good stuff, you know, follows. I still don't know what the subscription thing is about on Twitch, but we'll get it sorted. By the way, I did realize that some of my OBS settings for Twitch were a little bit off. Looking into the whole choppiness that we were experiencing yesterday. See, I'm not liking this. Our speed is dropping dramatically, so I'm going to cut that in half. We'll do 200 feet per minute. Oh, that's not good. We just hit something dramatic here. See that speed go down that fast? Again, this is all autopilot doing this, so this gives you an idea on what this plane is dealing with right now. Yep, I definitely need to get away, but 70, 60, yeah, we get into 65 knots, I'm severely worried. We need to build that speed back up, so I'm going to do this 100 feet per minute. Until I get us somewhere around 100 knots, and then I'll start climbing again, because that's very worrisome. I don't like that feeling. Yeah, it's not like an airliner where you got hundreds of knots to buffer yourself. You know, this thing, you know, you're looking at somewhere between 120 and 70 or 65 before that's basically your range to play with. And I really don't like getting to the low end of that. It makes me a little bit nervous, but things seem to be a little bit smoother now, so I'll increase our vertical speed just a little bit. Kind of take it nice and easy. Huh. Got bright all of a sudden. Coming through clouds? No. That's a dark cloud right in front of us. Really dark cloud right in front of us. That is really, really dark. That's a little bit worrisome. Okay. Makes me wonder what that weather's going to be like once we get there. I mean, we're only about 80 miles out now. Okay, that's going to be off to the side. I don't understand how this thing gets so dirty just from flying through clouds. I mean, my goodness, are these ash clouds? Is a volcanic situation going on? Like, what in the world? Oh, we are flying. We are getting above this cloud layer here. That does worry me a little bit. Yeah, the plane is struggling ever so slightly. But we should be having really good airspeeds, because at this point the wind is becoming more of a tailwind than a crosswind. Should start pushing us forward a little bit. Almost forgot about my coffee. Yeah, these are things, when you see stuff like this, you don't intentionally want to fly into them, if possible. I may actually deviate, as a matter of fact. We'll fly around. So I'll go ahead. Heading's pretty much where I want it, which is that little teal indicator. And I'll flip us from nav over to heading. and we should just automatically turn that direction. And then we're going to fly over here, fly east of all that. Yeah, okay. This is better. I'm liking this. A little bit out of the flight path, but that's why we got the extra fuel. Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with that. That just doesn't look safe. And there's no reason to put ourselves in that kind of situation. We could actually climb a little bit quicker too, get her, take it back to 400 feet. So many mountains. If you ever want to feel insignificant and small, just put yourself in the middle of these mountains and look around. It's gives you a good idea on as to how big our world actually is in real life. Okay, I'm going to start cutting back toward, I think we've pretty much gotten around it, so I'm going to line that up with the flight path. So we'll go parallel with the flight path. Yep. Just a little bit of a buffer. I'm sure we'll catch a little bit of turbulence from all that. Now I'm watching the airspeeds going down. It gets below 80, I'll stop. 400 feet per minute is a little bit aggressive. And it's still going down, so we're going to bring it back down to 200. Any icing? No? Everything looks fine. We're still at 1 degree Celsius, so really no threat. By the way, this temperature down here in Celsius is not the temperature of the area that I'm in. This is the temperature directly outside of the aircraft right now that I'm experiencing. So as long as it's above 0, icing will not happen. Being that it's at 0 is a little bit worrisome. But if we're not flying through the middle of clouds, we really don't have to worry about the moisture. I do see clouds up, some dark clouds way in front of us. But we're only 75 miles out, so... And they don't look too massive. We should be good. Yeah, I can't wait to get out of this area. This is rough. Oh, Kenneth, if you happen to send me those M&Ms, will you throw in one of those retractable back scratchers? My back itches so bad, and I can't do it. I don't have anything long enough to scratch my back. It drives me nuts. So, or if I remember, I'll get one next month. Okay, holding a roughly 85 knots, that's fine. That's about where we want to climb at anyway. And we're almost up to 11,000, so it's not going to be an issue. Yep, there we go.
What's up, bro?
What's up, Sleepless? I didn't even hear you get in the plane.
I've been in a plane.
Do you even have flight sim?
I have it on Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
That's about to end on 26th.
And that's not good.
Yeah, I don't really play it that much, so.
They are hard to come across, Kenneth, but I mean, you can get like a pack of 3 of them on Amazon, so I'll probably do that next month. Add it to my monthly Amazon wish list. I'm live streaming Flight Sim right now.
No, I know what you're doing, but what are you flying with? A bunch of boxes in the back.
Oh, yeah, I'm hauling some cargo. Career mode. Yep. Amazon said we ain't flying through this crap. And I was like, you know what? I'm an upcoming struggling pilot with hardly any buffering funds or reserves to keep me afloat. I'll take that load. Let's Yeah, load it up. I'll go.
Yeah, you never realized I was in a plane because I was hitting the boxes.
Hiding back behind the damn seat where I got the Keurig stored.
Yeah. I am very bored currently.
You are very bored currently?
As of currently, wow, English is hard.
Yes, it is.
Yes, currently, yes, bored.
Should check to see if there's like a manual hotfix for it. Amazon said, yeah, not doing. You can do it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I mean, this one flight's going to pay out like $100K, so it's kind of, yeah, you might be risking your entire business, your career, equipment, and life, but it's $100K. You know, I want to get back on the flight path, but I want to get past that little bit of dark cloud layer right there.
You've been streaming for an hour.
Yep, roughly about an hour. Very roughly about an hour and 23 minutes and 2 seconds.
What, you decided, hey, no one's on my stream, play some...
Well, I started this whole streaming career mode thing. I think yesterday was like the first official stream that I did with it. And it was not, let's just say it wasn't as smooth as this one appears to be. But then again, I haven't completed the flight yet, so this could get a lot worse. I have no idea what, the stream yesterday went pretty good until, right up till landing, and for some weird reason, the flight sim decided, you know what? The second your tires touch the runway, I'm going to freeze the game for like 3 seconds and completely screw up your entire landing.
I think I'm done with 5M.
What? Like done?
Oh. Oh, the server I'm playing on? Not my server since no one's on it. The Liberty 99 server, I'm stupid staff on it, and all my job is just to fly around, see who's new, get them set up, help them get sent into a gang or something like that, and that's all my thing is.
I gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna turn us back to intercept the flight path again.
Oh, and I still think to get rid of that comment or relevant problems.
I was actually thinking about restarting my FS community career company, because on that one I can actually hire real life pilots. Well, not like real life pilots, but I can hire you guys to fly runs and contribute to the company as well. And you can buy managed aircraft that way, which might actually be a little bit of a better way to go, considering all the limitations that the flight sim puts on you in the actual career mode. And it's bounced around a lot, that landing. Yeah, that landing was bad. And I took the chance of committing to that landing, and I should not have. I can, to all you real world pilots out there, I totally get it. That was a horrific decision and would not have ever been acceptable in real life. And I don't plan on taking that kind of risk again. That I should have went around. That was a horrific approach. It was very unstable. It was very impulsive, and I'm not doing that again.
Have you seen Arbor's new update?
No.
They changed it that when you go prone, you're not going to see people like in tall grass and stuff. They fixed it so you're more camouflage and everything. They added a lot of stuff to the game.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, and if you die, you lose points.
So it gives them people incentive to stay alive, because
Yeah.
apparently
and
people
if you wanna
need
go
that.
barefoot- If you want to go barefoot, it's going to hurt you because you're just going to be more clumsy and fall over and take damage.
Good. Good. Keep the realism.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the whole barefoot thing in Arma, but nah, that's like openly saying, you know, I'm not taking this seriously at all, and I'm just joking around because it might possibly could be funny to some people. Man, we were really pitched up.
I might just go back to Arma. I'm getting tired of playing 5 of them, that's for sure.
I really want us to get back into Arma, but you know,
No,
it'll happen eventually.
sometime next year.
Oh well, I'm not gonna say that far. We're only
No,
about
yeah.
60 miles out. Okay.
Definitely sometime next year.
I'm gonna get a hold of Anchorage and see if we're still up, because it's been really quiet for a while there. Anchorage Center, Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, radio check.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, sounds great from here.
Okay, we're good. Just making sure. It doesn't hurt anything just to double check. Alright. Caught the flight path again. Now I can actually set up on the GPS the vectors to final and GPS approaches and all that, BOR approaches, but yeah, at this point it's like let's plan a road trip to go get pizza. It's a little bit extra, you know, don't really need to be doing all that. Okay, so we're back on the glide path, or the flight path, not glide path. It's a different thing. Okay. Check out the weather. Most of it's behind us.
I'm gonna leave now, so you don't hear my unnecessary ramblings.
Alrighty. Well, appreciate you this dropping in. I don't have any extra parachutes, so
That's fine. I like skydiving anyways.
well, yeah, but you
With
know,
the added extra danger. It's
yeah,
fine.
that ground kind of comes right up on you pretty quick. So
Parachute. Okie dokie.
I can't open the door, so you have to get out the window.
Yeah, that's fine.
Have fun. All these damn boxes in the way. $54 miles out now. Yeah, you know, I really need to work on approaches. I used to be very good at that, and I've just gotten a little complacent with the whole landing procedures and all that, but I'm definitely going to err on the side of caution this go around. Especially, I believe this is going to be a controlled airport, so there's going to be ATC in the tower, and I'm unfamiliar with it, so I might do like a flyover or touch and go just to be on the safe side, but I don't know if Microsoft's career mode will dock me for not actually sticking to the landing and doing the go around. It shouldn't. You should never discourage a go around if you need it. Ever. Well, there's still a bunch of clouds in the area, but luckily we're not actually in any clouds. Snow everywhere. Hey, Jank, what's up, man? Good. Nice to see you join us. With about 50 miles to go. Oh, if you ever want to know about like how much time it is till you actually get there, on this MFD over here on the right, it actually tells you your ETA or ETE. So 24 minutes till we're there. And we're doing 126 knots on the ground. Up here, that's going to be different. So we're only doing 99 up here. but ground speed's 126 now. So we are moving at a decent pace, but this also, wind direction and speed will also alter this. But just going by like your GPS ground speed, we're doing 126, which that's fine. That's totally fine. I would be worried if that was way lower. I'm wondering if it looks like I'm gonna explore this tablet just a little bit here. So this is all mountains. So airport over there is kind of busy. I don't see any airplanes at this airport, at least that are picking up. See, this wants you to fly the VFR approach path for left traffic, and then line up for runway 24, which I'm not against. Let's see. It looks like it's just going to be an airstrip out in the middle of nowhere. Looks like there's a little bit of taxiway thing to go down that way. I don't understand how this is going to be a controlled airport if it's just an airstrip in the middle of nowhere. Maybe one guy in this little mobile trailer with a little radio, a little handheld. I don't like the idea of flying over this mountain range and then flying over and then dipping down. I'd be much happier flying a right pattern and then coming up here, and then, because there's a lot. Well, I mean, with the winds, I don't know. We'll reassess once we get there. Yeah. 22 minutes out. 46 miles. Could probably drop in altitude, but there's a lot of, there's a bit of a cloud layer below us. And I feel a lot safer right here for now. Look at all that powder. It looks like it's possibly fresh powder on those mountains. Yeah. Well, I mean, with all the cloud cover and the precipitation we've had, it probably is. This does change with seasons, by the way. It's fairly accurate. So this isn't always what it looks like. I think it's just because of the weather they've had up here. Everything's capped in snow. We're right at 0 degrees Celsius. And we're right up to 100 knots. With a nice little tailwind. I would love to get some actual, like, real life pilots on here. And just, like, you know, for lack of a better term, shoot the shit with. And gain a little bit more knowledge. Like, I've pretty much been through every flight school there is when it comes to flight sims. But I am not the go-to, like, flight instructor. As being a former driving instructor, I can tell you I'm not up to the standards at all. My knowledge base on this is, I want to say, moderate to intermediate. I'm not an expert on this at all. I mean, I can get us to point A to point B, VFR, IFR, low and high altitude airways, ATC comms, all that good stuff. I can manage it. But there's certain things that I really had a struggle dealing with NDBs and VORs, because you can't just, like, tell me 2 + 2 = 4, and I'm like, okay, got it. I need you to explain to me exactly how that is. Like, what made you come to that conclusion, and how you can apply that math to everything else. And when it came to VORs and NDBs and all that, I was like, you can tell me all day long, just tune into this frequency, and as long as this is pointed here, you're going in the right direction. Yeah, I get that. But how? Like, how did you come to that? Like, I need to see in my head, like, a 3D model of what's actually going on and all the variables. And I've always struggled with that, and I can never find anybody to. I mean, Jeff, he's got a good way of explaining things to where you can understand them. But you always have questions, and it's always been a one-sided interaction. You know, watch a YouTube video or an instructional, or read an article somewhere on Reddit or something like that. But without the actual feedback and interactions, and unknown variables, it's just I struggle with that stuff. But it feels like the aviation world is definitely advancing in technology. I don't think they're up there yet, simply because of communications. Like, I can take a picture of a flower and send it to anybody I want to in this entire globe. I can send a picture of a rose to some lady in Pakistan right now, and she would get it within a matter of seconds. But yet, if I want to talk to a tower somewhere, I got to tune to frequency, make sure I'm within range, make sure nobody else is talking at the same time. It's like trying to navigate the world with CB radios, and it's a very archaic system. It's very flawed, but I think the whole FAA and NTSB thing is more on a if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of mentality. Not to bash any of those, because they really know their stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not coming in here and telling what the FAA should be doing and what they should not be doing. I'm not that person. They did not ask for my opinion. I'm pretty sure they would be fully aware of my mindset and how I'm thinking about things, and they have already made the determination that my input is irrelevant. So I'm not going to bash any of those government agencies whatsoever. I know their ultimate purpose is to keep us safe, and it's not an easy job to do. I'm actually going to, since we're 34 miles out, we're 17 minutes from touchdown, so I'm going to start looking at, give me just a second. I'm going to start looking at where we're going. PAKE, runway 24. Look at the weather there, 10 knot winds. Okay, from 350, so they're headed south. Air pressure is still the same. Temps are 66, visibility is 8.5. So we're good. The scattered clouds, so it's definitely not an IFR thing. They're recommending runway 06. We're lined up we're set for 24 already. So let me go back here to the route. I'm going to switch this over. Runways. You're not going to give me the... Oh, yep. Runway 6. VFR, runway 6. Yep. And then I'm going to send that and update it. Cannot be synchronized with the avionics system. Okay, well, maybe I can change to direct. We'll just do no airways, find route. Get rid of these waypoints. So we're basically direct departure from Juneau. Don't care about that because that's old news. And over here to the Bravo Airport. Yep, that sounds good. Okay, so all that's set up. And at runway 6. So we're going to go over here and take a look at runway 6, recommended. Yep. 10 knots across. Okay. The heading is magnetic at... What? 057. No lighting, it's asphalt. So heading of 057. I'm going to remember that one, because then I'm going to close this and I'm going to set up my heading indicator on the autopilot to 057. So this will give me like an actual visual reference of what direction the runway is in. So we're coming down here, so if I want to hit that runway, I just make a left turn in that direction, like 30 degrees left. Okay. So now that I've got a general idea, I'm wondering if I should drop down below these clouds or not. And I feel like not. I think you can also do this on the course section of everything too. Let's see. Go CDIs. No. I'm not doing that. Let's localizer 2. Do that and then hit course. 5, 6, 7. Yep. Alright, so now I can change my heading if need be. Okay. So now I got a general idea. Anchorage Center, Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, how do you read? Just go get a hold of them real quick.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, loud and clear.
Roger. Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. Could you give us vectors to final? We're 25 miles north of the airfield now.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, fly heading 142, vectors take.
Alright. Heading 142, Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. Okay, so now I'm going to just pull away from this flight path. Do 142. Don't have to worry about the GPS flight path anymore, especially since we're 12 minutes out. And I'm going to go ahead and start dropping our altitude because we are really high up here. So we'll drop it down to 4,000. Speed. Do about 700 feet. And then we'll kick off the throttle just a little bit. I do not want to overspeed this engine. Ooh, getting bright out here. $700 might not be good enough, so. Anchorage Center, Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie would like vectors to final for runway 6, please. I think that was runway 6, yeah.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, fly heading 060, vectors runway 6.
Fly heading 060, vectors runway 6 for Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. So now he's saying fly heading 060. Go. Still don't like the idea of flying over mountains, but okay. Fuel is getting a little bit low, but we still got plenty of fuel to play with. We're only 20 miles out. Yeah. I know they didn't really technically tell us to descend, but I feel like we have plenty of room to do that. Well, now since we're flying mountainside, I may just end up suspending that descent. Yeah. I'll hold us at 9,000. and then we'll go from there. Now, I don't know how. I'm very new to say intentions. I'm going to give that disclosure. I don't know how this approach is going to go, and I don't know if they're actually going to give us altitude advisories or instructions. But you know, I'm open to it, but I'm also erring on the side of caution. Like, if they don't do that, I want to make sure that we're not setting ourselves up for something horrific. Or something to make a mistake. Alright, we've hit our altitude, get our RPMs back up. I'm not solely reliant on Anchorage Center for giving us the vectors to final. It's more of I'm testing them out to see if they'll actually do it. But I'm also making sure that we're prepared to back out of that option if possible. If that makes any sense. But we will see how things go. So far so good, no train issues at all. But with the winds the way that they are, I really don't want to push it and get too close to these mountain tops. When you start getting all those updrafts and downdrafts and all that good stuff. So I may not even, I may deal with them later. Because we're 18 miles out and they're setting us up for runway 6, which means we should be going like down this area where the valley is instead of into the mountains. So I'm going to cancel that and we'll just fly direct into Anchorage Center, Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. Cancel vectors to final for runway 6. We're just going to fly direct into.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, approved, proceed direct.
Yep. Because I'm not going to say I don't trust them, but I don't trust them. So, but I'm not going to tell them that. I don't want to mess up their confidence. Make them think I don't believe in them and their capability. Especially when we're 17 miles out. That's, yeah. Yep, I'm cool with that. Okay, still dealing with a little bit of cold temperatures out here. It's 5 degrees Celsius, so pitot heat is completely useless. Well, I can turn that cabin power off. I don't need to make more coffee. So.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie, Ketchikan Airport at your 1 o'clock, 16 miles, change to advisory frequency approved, radar services terminated, squawk, VFR, bye-bye.
Switching to advisory for Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie. Have a good day. And advisory was... trying to remember. It's like a 122.9er. Okay. So, I'm going to switch this up to 122.9er. I'm not even going to do call outs on this one. There's nobody else here. Maybe we can get to, well, maybe. We'll see. Ketchikan Airport. Cessna November 803 Sierra Charlie, 14 miles north inbound to land runway 6. I'll just see if anybody else pops up on frequency. So if nobody says anything, then I mean, there's going to be no. Still going to keep an eye out, see if there's like ultralights flying around or something. But it's a good time to drop our altitude too. To 5,000. Also going to change our heading a little bit so we're not flying directly towards the mountain. Kind of nice. I just, as we descend, I'm going to catch this valley right here. Technically, I could just manually fly it in. I mean, we're not that. Yeah. We're 11 miles out, so yeah, we're just going to manually fly it in. Why not? Okay, so we'll kick off the autopilot, change CDI. So that's where that's going to be the runway heading? That doesn't make sense. I thought I had it set for 057. Why is that 164? Okay, we're going to flip that around to 057. Yep, okay, so now I know what direction the runway is facing. Trim the aircraft to go a little bit lower. Okay. Okay, so while I'm thinking about it, this may be a good time to go over what ifs. Because what ifs are always a good thing when it comes to flight sim. So what if we encounter traffic, go around, encounter any sudden upwinds, downwinds, updrafts, downdrafts, tornadoes, hurricanes, weather events, go around. Everything's go around. Engine failure, immediate landing, no matter what. So if anything happens short of an engine failure, it's all go arounds. I'll be able to see that map too. I want to see exactly, just to catch that right MFD a little bit. Alright, so we are now hand flying. I mean, could do the whole autopilot thing, but, you know, it's fine. The airport's over there somewhere, off the tip of that wing. Get through these clouds. And if we do run into the event where we have to do some go-arounds, then we just have to do some go-arounds. I mean, I'm not going to risk the whole whether or not ATC likes or career mode likes what I'm doing based on general aircraft safety. I mean, just common sense stuff. Trimming just a little bit to fly a little bit slower, because we definitely do not want to come into this thing hot, but I don't want to drop below like 75 knots either. Okay, yeah, I can see the water down there to the right of the screen. And the airfield should be over there somewhere in that general vicinity. So I'm going to put us over the water and then come in above the water. Kind of want to keep away from these mountain ridges too, just in case we hit some crazy windage happening. We have a tailwind now. Ooh, yep, that's being a little bit weird. Where is my yoke on here? That's not cool. There we go. Alright. Don't see any other traffic in the area. Of course, can't really see much outside of VFR. Or outside of virtual, not VFR. Yeah, it's going to be down that direction somewhere on that water. We'll go ahead and turn in. And it looks like it's gonna be... This worries me because I don't know what's past that airfield. Yeah, it's definitely still left of that protrusion over there. I can't even see it because that mountain ridge is blocking the airfield. Okay, so basically we're going to come in to the left of this thing and then curve around that waterway, and then the airfield should be right here, if I'm looking at the map right. Catch can traffic, Skyhawk November 803 Sierra Charlie, 7.5 miles west inbound for runway 6. Yeah, that was a bit of a little side thing right there. Good lord, that was rough. Alright. Alright, we're going to take it nice and easy. I don't want no surprises, nothing crazy, no shenanigans. That's reserved for when Curtis gets back from holiday or whatever he's doing. I don't know if you're a religious man or not, Kenneth, but you know, if you are, this is a very opportune time to like start doing prayers and stuff, and grabbing trinkets and whatever you need to do. So,
Hello.
oh, hey, Helper.
Thought I'd catch the end of the ride.
Well, yeah, you're definitely. This is not that's a good time for you to hop in this plane, but you know what? You're here now, so yeah, too low to jump out.
It's a little windy up here.
Yeah, it's a little bit too low for you to bail out now, so you're kind of stuck with us. I know I'm taking a little bit slow and a little bit cautious, but I'd rather do that than the latter. But so far, we're doing okay. I didn't even realize it was already 7 o'clock at night. Yeah. Gosh. I'd feel much more confident if I could actually see the airfield from here, but I cannot. This is going to be a little bit risky. Let's get us a little bit of flaps here. Ooh, easy. It's like right on the verge of my flap speed, and it did not really care for that. Okay. Let's knock this out of the way. At least this time it's telling us to land on runway 6. I'm cool with that.
Right?
I still don't see it. It's around here. Oh, is that it? It looks like it blends off the water. It's right there in front of us. To the left of that hillside. Okay, we're pretty much right where I want to be as far as landing goes. That way no repeats of yesterday. Yeah, that's why I'm trying my best to... I'm worried about...
Ketchikan traffic, Diamond Jet 8 Whiskey,
Uh-oh.
November, taxiing to runway 6, Ketchikan.
Ketchikan traffic, November 803 Sierra Charlie on final runway 6. Full stop. Please don't take off. Yeah, I'm catching a little bit of the turbulent winds from that mountain right below us. It's so hard to actually see. Let's get a little bit of... This is a very difficult thing to do when you've never been here before. And I know it's right here somewhere. Where are you? Hiding behind mountains. Crap.
Ketchikan traffic, Diamond Jet 8 Whiskey, November, departing runway 6.
You're an asshole. You wouldn't wait for me? Wow. Have fun, Mr. Diamond Jet. Meh. Am I missing something here? Where is this? It's right here off to the right a little bit, by the looks of it. I see a building. Where the hell's the runway? I'm right on top of it. Yeah, I don't like it. I think we're going around. Yeah. If I'm this close, Ketchikan traffic. Oh, never mind. There it goes. It's right there. All right, we're good. It's hiding right behind that little tree line. I don't see that diamond aircraft, so I guess he's gone. Easy. Coming in a little bit hot, but that's fine. Oh, there he is. Ketchikan traffic going around Cessna 3 Sierra Charlie. What an asshole. He heard, I said he was coming in on final, and he decided, you know what, I'm not going to wait for him. But at least now I know where the runway is. Why do I hear another Cessna? That was not cool. Yep, we're just going to go around. Risk it for the biscuit. Yeah. I'm not playing those games. We're not, yeah.
Playing chicken.
Yeah, I'm not playing chicken with no damn aircraft. No. That's a good way to having a very abrupt career. I'd rather not do that. Ketchikan traffic, Cessna 3 Sierra Charlie on downwind, runway 6. Full stop. So I'm wondering if they're actually going to listen to me this time. Now I can see the airfield right there.
Yeah. Who would do that?
Yeah, I know. Just so rude. Like, he heard me say I was on final. He's like, I got time. I'm just going to chill. Back taxi the entire runway. I don't see him anywhere. He may have already taken off, but I don't know. Now, you know what? I'm going in for it anyway. Ketchikan traffic, Cessna 3 Sierra Charlie on final, runway 6, full stop. Let's see if I did hear that propeller aircraft, but I'm not sure where he went. Yeah, that pilot does, yeah. I'm going to give him a phone number to write down. For sure. Okay, we're coming in a little bit hot. I don't like that landing at over 100 knots. Just doesn't sound right. Okay, all right. This isn't bad. Yeah, coming in a little bit steep. This may be another go around. To be completely honest. Yeah. I should already touch down. Yep. Catch can traffic, Cessna 3 Sierra Charlie going around again. Yeah, he don't deserve it. No, that's a FAA thing. Like, they always do that whenever a pilot screws up really bad. They're all like, I got a number for you to call. And that's never a good thing. Okay. Really hope they got a kitchen or something where I can grab something to eat when I get in here. I don't hear anything, so I'm assuming we're good. Alright, I'm going for it. Catch can traffic, Cessna, or Skyhawk 3 Sierra Charlie on final, runway 6. Okay, and I do have a low fuel warning, so I don't want to keep playing around too much with this. Make sure I'm not coming in too high this time.
Yeah, drugs are bad.
No, I mean too elevated. With too much altitude. Speed is a little bit up there, but we should be okay. Oh, those are power lines. That's a great spot to have power lines. Okay, nice and easy. A little bit right. Yeah, we're good. We got this. Alright. Flare it. Flare it. Flare it. Much better. Alright, there we go. Ooh, easy, easy. Stop the wobbling. Ooh, okay. Yeah, see, that was way better. Finally. I don't see any buildings. I don't think they have anywhere to eat. But it looks like there's a rental car right there. A little transit. Alright. Catch can traffic. Skyhawk, November 803 Sierra Charlie's clear the runway. Right. I'll do the whole career mode thing. Stop at the parking stand. Alright. Nice little flowers out here. It's actually kind of pretty. Yeah. It's like a little Ford Transit van. I'm going to borrow that thing and go into town and get something to eat. Some coffee. Look at a Cessna 185 right there. Possibly. That's an old tail dragger. Why they got this thing like right up against the hillside? That's a bit weird. Really? Well, I'm going for it. It's fine. I don't like this thing being up on a hill, but... good enough. Alright. Set the parking brake. Oh, whew. Alright, we made it. We did good. Another successful landing. Career's going to go great. Yep. Kick off all these. Straws. Kill that.
At least you could see the one person really easily, since they're at the same height as your window.
I know, they're so far up there. They're like... I mean, I don't blame them because I mean, if I was doing that, yeah. Okay, let's see how horrific this was. Airline procedures was 75% because of the whole takeoff thing, the wrong runway. So I did get an A. I mean, that's not bad. Mission payout 122K. I'll take the procedural hit. You know, that's 122,000. That's nice. Oh, it actually went up in the right direction, so that's fine. As long as I didn't lose anything. And I leveled up again. Stuck at an airport in the middle of BFA. No, I saw that Ford Transit van. I'm borrowing that thing. For sure. And we got 200, almost a quarter meal right now. So let me go in here. Just take a look. Because I definitely want to expand the cargo company. Let's see if there's any used aircraft that I might be able to get a good deal on. Just out of curiosity. A little bit outside my price range so far. Way outside of my price range. Severely outside of my price range. Does not look like... Yeah. I'm not... Those things, I hate flying those. Those are horrendous. Absolutely horrible. Okay, so I can't afford anything there. I'm wondering if I can afford something for the rescue company. Well, brand new aircraft gives me a bigger market, but I think they're more expensive overall. Take a look. Everything here's more expensive, but at least you don't have to fix it when you buy it. Yeah, there's no chance. I can't afford anything here. I will check the other company because I can't buy certain aircraft or certain availabilities for certain companies. And that's something that I wish they would work on at some point, but hell, you never know. A for effort, yeah. Let's see, anything. These things, I mean, yeah. I'm not a big fan of like the whole ultra lightweight scenarios. Yeah, these are all too expensive as well. But if we get another run that's 100K, that's puts at 350, so that might set us up for uh, a new aircraft with a cargo company. Okay, and that's where we're at. And we'll call it there. And I'm actually just going to glance because I know that we opened up this whole section. Yep, new stuff. Yay. But nothing coming out of this airfield. I really want to get to where we're down in the Seattle area. There's also a heavy helicopter thing that I can do once I get down there. So there's that going there. There's that going back the other direction. That only pays 48. Yeah, 50K for 45-minute flight. Yeah. Yeah, there's really nothing available right through here for right now. So, yeah, we'll check it tomorrow and check the load boards, see what's available. But yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching the flight sim and all that, experiencing this chaos with me. And we will definitely do this most likely tomorrow, but definitely in the future. This ain't going to be the last one. So if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. And if you enjoyed it, the thumbs up button, you know, bells, whistles, notifications, alarms, sirens, all that, subscriptions, follows, you know, all that stuff. Yeah. So thanks, guys. Love you.